What up, y'all? This is Tracy from Nerd Squish, and today we're celebrating halfway to Halloween. Your girl Lauren over at Happy Haunts Library tagged me to participate in her halfway to Halloween tag, and the minute I saw it, I was like, challenge accepted, let's freaking go. It's April. Okay, it's starting to get hot, and the only thing that's gonna get me through these next couple of months of aggressive heat is the thoughts of spooky season, which in reality is just summer with pumpkins, where I live anyway, but I digress. I love Halloween, it's my favorite time of year, and I cannot wait to get the spooky vibes going. So without further ado, let's get spooky. Question number 1, are you a fan of haunted houses? This isn't yes, but hell yeah. Some of my fondest and most hilarious memories come from visiting haunted houses. Back in my home state of Louisiana, it was a tradition to visit the Chinchuba Haunted House every year on the West Bank. And this tradition goes all the way back to being in a youth group, going on the annual trip to the haunted house, and then evolving into getting into high school, going with my friends, and going on one of the very first dates I ever went on with my husband. In fact, Chinchuba Haunted House was the first place we ever held hands.
So romantic.
Another haunted house that I really love back home in Louisiana is the 13th Gate in Baton Rouge. Now this is one that we didn't frequent often because it was a bit of a trek being in Baton Rouge, but when you made that journey, so worth it. It took it up a notch from Chinchuba with very professional set designs. They have one specific room in this house that when you walk in, it's just a wall, a sea of jack-o'-lanterns, and you're so amazed and mesmerized by the beauty of it that you don't even have time to realize that a scarecrow is about to come out and get you. And it is just a beautiful, amazing moment. I know they did rooms where it was very much Creature from the Black Lagoon, and they had a lot of water aspects. They have parts of the haunted house where you can't tell if you're inside, if you're outside, you're amongst the trees, the fogs rolling over the ground, and there was the Wolfman, beautiful as can be, and when I tell you, cinema level quality. So beautiful. On a bigger scale, one of my favorite haunted attractions is Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios in Orlando. It is so immersive and just beautiful. Like, I know it sounds stupid to be like, oh, we've got people getting decapitated and there's gore and there's scares, and I'm over here like, it's beautiful, but it is. It's gorgeous, and it is just so fun every year to see which franchises that people know and love come to the event, as well as these original concepts, and it is one of my favorites. If you've been on the channel before, you know that I love this event. We actually haven't been able to go in the last 2 years, but this year, we're coming back, baby, and I am so excited, anxiously waiting for announcements. So if you like Halloween Horror Nights, or if you're going this year, you're definitely going to want to stick around here at Nerd Squish, because we're going to walk you through the fog. We're going to tell you all the announcements, all the updates, and I cannot wait. Question number 2, what's your favorite ghost story or haunted lore? I love a good spooky story, and there's so many good ones that it's hard to pick one, but I think I'm gonna have to stay on brand here, and I'm gonna have to go with some good old-fashioned Cajun folklore, the Rougarou. For those that aren't familiar, this is basically a swamp werewolf. The legend of the Rougarou was brought to Louisiana by French settlers in the 18th century. And the name Rougarou derives from the French word for werewolf, loup-garou.
I'm French! Why do you think I have this outrageous accent?
Legend has it that this werewolf is a man that was cursed because he broke a Lenten vow. On top of that, the beast is said to hunt down and kill Catholics who break the rules of Lent. It's hella southern Louisiana, what can I say? Now, some say this creature was created in the imaginations of Cajun and Creole parents who were trying to scare their children into obedience. You don't listen, the Rougarou is gonna get you. This Cajun legend is even featured at the Swamp Monster exhibit at the Audubon Zoo. But I had to pick this. It's Louisiana. It's a werewolf. It's my brand. Question number 3. Do you plan on Halloween decor hunting this year? If so, what items do you hope to find? So I have definitely slowed down on Halloween decor hunting over the years just because I have collected a lot and I've got a lot of stuff. I mean, literally, half of the garage is just totes for Halloween decorations. But to say I won't Halloween hunt at all, well, that's a lie. Even if I don't buy anything, something about just strolling down the aisles of a store that has shelves lined with Halloween decorations, it gives me serotonin that I can't get elsewhere. Now, as far as specific items go, I'm always looking out for vintage blow molds, Telco motionettes, anything that's Universal Monsters themed or werewolf themed. One specific item that I am already looking for is this handsome little Wolfman bust right here. Now, we've seen the busts be a trend over the last couple of years. I do have the Bride of Frankenstein one, and she's beautiful. She sits right next to my Frankenstein, and they're just a match made in heaven. But if I could get my hands on this Wolfman bust, I would scream. But I'm having trouble finding him online. There's like people posting about it, but I can't find it anywhere. I don't know if he sold out. So if anybody has a link or knows where I can find this, hook your girl up because I am dying to have his handsome little face on my shelf. Question number 4. Candy corn? Love it or hate it? Love. Love candy corn. I also just love sugar. I am a candy fanatic. So I know a lot of people don't like it because they just think it's too sweet, but like too sweet doesn't exist in my world. I love candy. I love candy corn. Give it to me now. Question number 5. Are you big into costumes and dressing up for Halloween? If so, what's your favorite costume of all time? I was born and raised in New Orleans, Louisiana. Needless to say, costumes are a very important part of my life. I love any excuse to dress up. Comic-Con, Renaissance festivals, Mardi Gras, random Tuesday nights, I am always down. So of course, I love wearing costumes for Halloween. I don't know if I could pick a favorite because I've enjoyed wearing and building so many of them. One that definitely stands out is when me and my husband dressed up as Batman and Catwoman at the 2015 Mermaids and Mayhem party. I also really enjoyed dressing up as Jay and Silent Bob in, I want to say it was 2014. It was the only time I've ever been comfortable and had pockets in a costume, so I was feeling pretty powerful. And I also really enjoyed putting my own modern spin on the Bride of Frankenstein that I did back in 2021. And now this question is putting the pressure on me because I have not decided what I'm gonna be for Halloween this year, and I really need to start figuring that out. Question number 6. What is one activity or experience that is on your spooky season bucket list this year? I say this every single year. I want to go to a pumpkin patch. I have never been to a pumpkin patch, and 2025 seems like a pretty good year to correct that terrible atrocity. And there are 2 really cool, fairly big ones out in the area that I live, so maybe this is the year. It's so tough for so many reasons. I feel like number 1, you get to October, I have thought about this month all year long, but it's so busy that I get to October and this list of cool spooky things that I wanted to do, I run out of time because at the end of the day, you only have weekends for most of these things, right? And then life gets in the way. It never fails. October is just busy in general, even besides Halloween events and happenings. And so whatever people are like, oh, we're gonna have these other things in October, if it's not spooky, lose my number, because I'm not going, okay? I know I say that every year, and then I'm like, I'm just kidding. I'm going to go to your wedding / baby shower / birthday. Not this year. Spooky things only. Another thing that I want to cross off my spooky bucket list this year is visiting Dark Universe at Universal's Epic Universe. I'm already going to be at Halloween Horror Nights in September after our 2-year hiatus, so there's no better way to spend a spooky night in fall than in Darkmoor with the fog rolling over the ground, okay? We're going to go to Victoria Frankenstein's house. We're going to see what she's working on. We're going to go to Das Steakhouse. We're going to go hang out with some monster hunters. It's going to be beautiful, and it's going to be amazing, and I cannot wait. Question number 7. What book, series, or movie screams Halloween to you? I watch and read horror and spooky stuff all year long. So to me, just because something is horror doesn't necessarily mean that it's Halloween. For me, the ultimate Halloween experience when it comes to media of that nature, it needs to take place on Halloween or have just classic horror vibes. Of course, being a kid of the 90s, there are so many nostalgic kids movies that are just perfectly Halloween. Things like Hocus Pocus, Casper, Halloween Town, Under Wraps. There's so many movies from my childhood that I can't help but watch every single year. And when it comes to horror movies, I know it's cliche to say, but there's no better movie to watch on Halloween or in the month of October than Halloween. Or even the 2018 soft reboot, because honestly, I love that one so much. Some other movies that just scream Halloween to me is obviously Trick or Treat, just a great anthology story that takes place during Halloween. And then, look, I'm gonna bring it back. I'm gonna bring it back to Louisiana because you know I have to. We're gonna talk about Hatchet. Great movie to watch for Halloween. I am a huge Universal Monster fan, so obviously a lot of those movies with those old school, just classic horror vibes like Dracula, Frankenstein, and the Wolfman are amazing movies to watch during spooky season. When it comes to books, I'm gonna mimic what I've said all along. You gotta stick to the classics. Things like Frankenstein or Dracula is just the perfect spooky vibes that you should be reading during Halloween. And if you don't want to go full on old school novels, if you want something that is more modern, something quicker to read, these Image Comics adaptations of the Universal Monsters are fantastic, and this one specifically has some creepy imagery of Renfield that, I mean, this is good Halloween vibes. Let me see if I can find one of the spooky pictures of Renfield. Look at this. That's terrifying, but I love it. Now, of course, going back to the 90s nostalgia, you can't go wrong with some good old R.L. Stine, specifically Halloween Night. I'm not big on anthology books, but my sister gifted me this October Dreams book that has really great writers in it. I mean, we have Dean Koontz, Ray Bradbury. There's some really good stuff in here. Really good little short stories to sneak in. You know, read one every night of October. Question number 8. How do you typically spend your Halloween night? Now, as many crazy activities as I try to fit in the month of October, Halloween night is pretty laid back. We'll usually put some decorations out front, get dressed in some costumes, and hand out candy to trick-or-treaters until they dwindle down. Afterwards, my favorite part of Halloween night is just taking a stroll around the neighborhood, taking in everyone's spooky decorations one last time, and just feeling that magic of Halloween. And once we're done with that, head back home, get on your spooky PJs, and put on a little scary movie and eat candy until the night is done. Question number 9. What does Halloween mean to you? If I had to sum up Halloween in 3 words, it would be cozy, magical happiness. It's a link to the past that allows you to remember your childhood. Trick-or-treating, pumpkin carving, and memories with friends and family. There was something about Halloween night, specifically as a kid, that was just so magical and exciting. And I know what you're thinking, okay? As a kid, a lot of holidays are exciting. You got Christmas, okay? This guy's breaking into your house and he's leaving free gifts. That's exciting, okay? You got the Easter Bunny. He's breaking in, he's leaving candy. Also exciting. But there was just something about Halloween that was different. You could be whatever you wanted to be that night. Your imagination could run wild with costume ideas, and it was just so fun to see other people's costumes. And you never really knew who you were going to run into that night. You know, I remember being a kid and being with a group of friends, and you'd see Ghostface off in the distance, and you would all just scream and laugh at each other, and it was just so exciting. It's a night that consists of my favorite activities: wearing costumes, eating way too much candy, and watching scary movies. Being someone that loves horror and monsters, it's the one time of year where the outside world matches what's in my head. The decor, the spooky vibes, the memories, it's all just combining to create this like warm hug that I've needed all year. Halloween is my safe place, and it's when I feel most like myself. If I'm ever having a bad day, I just gotta get some Halloween vibes going. Drinking out of a spooky pumpkin mug, putting on my best Halloween outfit, watching a classic scary movie, it instantly makes me feel better. All right, y'all, that is my halfway to Halloween tag video. This was so much fun. Thank you so much, Lauren, for including me in this. And I want to challenge all of you to participate, okay? Whether you want to sound off in the comments, give me some of your answers to these questions, or if you have a YouTube video, a TikTok, Instagram, and you want to make a video of your own, please do, because I would love to see everyone's answers. The fun thing about it is that even though we all love Halloween, everyone's gonna have a slightly different answer. And it's just so unique and interesting. Also, I can't believe we're like halfway to Halloween. That is too exciting right now. I can't handle that information. Also, I'm gonna need announcements for Halloween Horror Nights stat. I know they've got this little thing called Epic Universe that they're all hyped over, but for those of us that, aren't God's favorite and get to go to preview nights, we're still waiting on some kind of serotonin here. So Universal, give me an announcement, please. Anyway, sorry, that was a side rant, I guess. But I really do encourage you to participate in this. I think this was such a good idea from Lauren to be able to introduce each other to different spooky creators and Halloween creators, because it is such a fantastic community. Biased opinion, but it is, okay? I'm loving it and I'm feeling it, and I would love to meet more of you out there. And certainly, if you enjoyed this video, and if you enjoyed maybe any of the topics that I talked about, Halloween Horror Nights, werewolves, spooky movies, you definitely want to stick around, because that's what we do around here at Nerd Squish, and you are always welcome here. If you liked this video, give it a big old thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell, so when new videos hit the channel, you'll be notified. And as always, thank y'all for watching, and I'll catch you nerds later.